What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. And today we're going to be breaking down how wide receivers can pick a press release off the line of scrimmage based on our quiz format videos. Okay, so if you guys aren't familiar with the quiz format videos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a pre-snap look. I'm going to give you guys time to pause the video, think about what you would do against this pre-snap look and how you would pick a release for that specific route. And then you guys can pause it. I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of what you would do, and we could kind of compare our answers from there. Okay, so I hope this video helps you guys out. And again, fellas, if you guys have any feedback, any kind of video suggestions, videos you guys would like to see next, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. I always appreciate the feedback from you guys, and it's always great to hear from you guys. Let's get started with this video. So let's say, for example, you had to run a three-step slant against this specific look right here, three-step slant against this specific look, and you were a first read on the play. Okay, so you guys can go ahead and pause the video, think about how you guys would run that route. Now let's get into this breakdown, okay? So now, for example, DB's inside shade, right? So we already know he's inside shade because he's trying to do what? He's trying to force me to the outside, right? So if I had to run a first read slant route, I cannot take forever. Now, the reason why I say first read is as a wide receiver, you have to understand different play timings, different play concepts to be successful with your routes and with your press releases. It's all structured, right? Because there are plays where like you're running a slant route, but it's an RPO. So the quarterback is doing play action in the backfield. So on my stem portion of the route or on my release, I can take a little bit longer. Now, I said first read. So that means that the quarterback is just catching and throwing. So you're going to be, like if this was zone, it's 3 steps up and you're out of there. So how would you do this against the guy who's inside shade like this? Okay, so now if you said diamond release to the outside, attack the outside shoulder right away, 3 steps, you would be half correct. You'd be 50% correct because now let's think about the DB's leverage. He's inside shade and you have about 1 to 2 yards away from him, right? So if you just go to the outside right now, yeah, we might get him off that platform. We might get him to commit to the fade, but there's too much space there, and that space allows him to recover and allows him to react. So what do you think you want to do? You want to attack his leverage, but since you're a first read, you don't want to do this like slow hesitation move. You want to get at him fast. So if you said attack him, attack his leverage, then burst to the outside, you would be correct. So let's play this thing full speed. So that's what this receiver does. He attacks him quick, bursts to the outside, and then is able to create separation on that 3-step slant, right? So fellas, again, if he's inside shade and you have an inside breaking route, we want to attack the outside shoulder, want to get his hips to flip, and then slip underneath because that's how I create that separation. And again, if we have space off the line, we go there. Now, if he was walked up press right on the line, you would just go 3 steps to the outside right now, get his hips to commit, and then I would slip back underneath, okay? So you got to know the situation, you got to know the timing, and you have to know about a DB's leverage. Let's watch the thing at full speed one more time. Great job attacking him, bursting to the outside, like we said, and getting that separation on that slant route. So next route, fellas, we're going to be looking over this situation with a physical press DB. But before we get into that, fellas, I want to talk to you guys about a great opportunity we are having this offseason. We are traveling out to 8 different cities across the United States for 2-day-long quarterback, wide receiver, and DB training camp. So we're starting off our tour in Houston, Texas this upcoming February. Then we're going to be going out to Phoenix, Arizona on President's Day weekend. Then we're going to be in Newark, New Jersey, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California. So if you guys are local to one of those 8 cities and want to come get some work in with us, we would love to have you out to one of our camps. Spots are going to be limited, though. They're only limited to 10 to 12 guys per position group. The reason why we're doing that is because we actually want to take the time to coach each athlete rather than make it more like one of those camp settings where we just run you through drills. So if you guys are interested in that, you actually want to improve your skills, come out and actually get better and actually get coached and taught specific techniques, taught about what you're doing wrong, check out that very first link in the description below. All the information for the camps is on there, all the things that we're going to be covering. We're going to have DBs out there for one-on-ones, half line, and then hopefully 7-on-7 based on the amount of DBs that will show, but we will for sure do one-on-ones and half line, okay? So again, if you guys want some more information on our off-season camps in those 8 different cities, check out that very first link in the description below. Let's get back to this video. So now we have this physical DB like so. Physical guy, right? So the guy's circled right here. Physical guy, head up press, like head up press. Now, let's say you had to run a corner route, okay? So physical DB, right in your face, you have to run a corner route, but also look at the formation that we are in right here. So this is a stack formation. So how would you guys pick a press release against a physical DB who's right on the line, gonna lunge and get hands on you? How would you guys run a corner route? You guys can go ahead and pause the video, think about it, and then we'll break this thing down now, okay? So now, he's a physical guy, gonna lunge. So we automatically know that my release has to be quick. I can't be doing this longer release. I can't try to close the gap with him. I can't try to attack his leverage. So I need to do something quick, right? So I can do one of two things here, but one of those things is wrong because we are in this stack formation. So if you said to do a step back release, so if you said to just do that little step back where you step back because he's going to lunge at you, and if you step back, he's going to be reaching, then you could go past him, that would be correct if you were on the outside. But since it is a stack formation, you can't do that because you'll get right in this opposite receiver's way. So the other release that you can use would be a split release. So a split release is exactly how it sounds. You bring your back foot up even with your front foot, and your front foot goes out. You're essentially just splitting your feet, and both feet hit the grass at the same time. The reason why you do that is because that can get you into a balanced position where you have a two-way go. You can take an inside release or you can take an outside release. And on a corner route, you can do either one. So you have to make sure that you split those feet, stay in a balanced position, so if this DB does get hands, you're not completely knocked off of it. You have your base, you have your weight underneath you, and you can get those hands off and go. So that's what Jefferson does. He does the split release, gets the hands off, is able to restack, and then is able to run this corner route with a ton of separation, about 3 to 5 yards of separation, solely because he kept a good pad level and he got to that good base. Because again, when you're in this good base like this, good pad level, it's shifted forward, feet are wide in that split release, and this guy lunges, so what? All we got to do is just get those hands off. We got to be physical. We got to dip the shoulder. I got to rip underneath, and that will get you over the top, and that will get you separation, and we have a holding call right here as well. So make sure, fellas, when you guys have that physical DB who's going to try to lunge at you, we want to be sudden with my feet, get to that split release. If we're on the outside, you could use something like a step back release, but do not take too long. The whole goal of this guy is to disrupt timing. That's the whole reason he's jamming in the first place. So if he's going to jam me, I got to make sure that I have something quick. And if I waste time and I avoid the contact, but I'm not going anywhere, I'm not getting up into the route, you're still sacrificing timing with that quarterback, and that DB is essentially doing his job. So you have to make sure that we are quick with it and we have a nice, balanced, efficient movement off the line against a physical type DB. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job hitting that split release, being able to restack, draw the holding call, and get 3 to 5 yards of separation. Probably would have been more if there was no holding call. Okay, so now let's talk about this right here. So now, I want to say you guys have to run. So he ends up running a slant out route. I'm sure we've all seen this route before. But this specific pre-snap read is going to apply to the first clip that we looked at, okay? So now let's say it's the same situation. So you guys remember the first clip. You attack the leverage of the DB. You go 3 steps to the outside and run that fade. So now let's talk situations. Let's say you are in the exact same game, the exact same DB. Now you get this type of press look. And let's say you had to run a comeback route to the pylon right here. So it's like you push up vertically, you have to run a comeback route like at the top of maybe 10 yards in the end zone and come straight back down to that pylon. Quarterback's maybe doing like a sprint out concept here, maybe like play action, he's booting out. How would you guys structure your release against this specific DB? Mind you, we are in the exact same situation against the exact same DB that we worked that slant route against before. So how would you guys work that? So you guys can go ahead and pause the video, think about it, and then we'll break it down. So go ahead and pause the video. Now we're going to break this thing down. So reason why I bring up the first clip is because your routes as a wide receiver need to build off of one another. Right? So that's the thing that a lot of receivers don't understand. They try to make it too complicated. Like let's say you have 5 routes that you like to run. And let's say the routes are slant, maybe a hitch route, maybe a 5-yard out. Then you like to run a fade route, and then you like to run a comeback route. That slant route, comeback, and fade can all build off of each other against press man coverage, right? Because if you got to run that slant route, you could attack his leverage, go 3 steps to the outside, get him to bite, then I could slip under. You got to run that fade route, you could attack his leverage, get him off the platform, get him to keep his leverage because he's expecting a slant now, then go run a fade. Then you could attack his leverage, go push up verticals, sell with your eyes, maybe sell like you're running the fade, and then break it off and go run a comeback. And all 3 of those routes build off of the exact same stem off the line, which is that kind of hesitation hop where you attack his leverage. Because if you attack an inside shade DB, what's his responsibility? Not give up the inside. So if you attack him inside, he's going to keep the inside. You want to attack where he doesn't have help. He's inside leverage because he doesn't have safety help over the middle. So let's threaten him there. Let's try to move him off the platform. So that's how you guys would run this comeback. You would attack the leverage, try to make it look exactly like a slant for 3 steps. Get that DB to think, oh, I've seen this before. I've gotten beat on this before. I'm going to sit to the inside And then when that DB is playing a guessing game, that's how we can win, fellas. How do you think Davante Adams gets so much separation? Because he will hesitate to the outside. That DB will, let's play like this. He'll hesitate to the outside. That DB will sit to the inside like discipline, like he's supposed to, and then he'll just take off and dust him on a fade. And then guess what? When he has to run a slant, he'll hesitate to the outside. That DB's thinking, oh, not again. I'm not going to get beat again. He jumps to the outside. Then how many times have you seen him hit that crossover and run that slant underneath? And it's not complicated, fellas. He's not doing 50 moves off the line. It is just an efficient way to do 2 releases, and that's how you guys have to approach this game, and that's how you guys would end up running a comeback route to the pylon in this case. Attack the leverage, sell slant for 3 steps, then sell vertical, and come back to that pylon. But the release you would choose would be attacking his leverage. So if that's what you guys decided and that's what you guys said, you would be 100% correct in this situation. Just make sure we know how to pair my routes together. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback, you guys. And again, video suggestions, any kind of feedback is always much appreciated. And again, fellas, if you're local to one of those 8 different cities we are traveling out to, Houston, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona, Newark, New Jersey, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California, we would absolutely love to have you out to one of our camps. We really appreciate this YouTube, community, audience, whatever you want to call it, that we've built up. So again, we'd love to have you out to one of our camps. Very first link in the description below. We'll see you guys next time.